Monday Morning Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Esther of IPA Group, bringing premier online promotion to your business.
And Melanie of Stomp Social Media Training, who empowers business owners to manage social media and marketing for themselves.
And welcome back to another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we're talking about stop advertising to save money.
We've heard that saying before.
It's a bit of an oxymoron, that one.
Yeah, we've all heard this saying before. You remind me, who said it?
Henry Ford, the guy who made Ford cars, the guy who said you can have any color you want as long as it's black, also came up with this doozy of stopping advertising to save money is like stopping a clock to save time. Now, don't know if you've ever tried to stop a clock, but time marches on. There's no way to stop time. But we can stop advertising at any moment. So, what does he really mean?
I think he's more advocating for continuing to advertise because it's impossible to stop time. And if you want to continue to grow your business, then stopping advertising is not the way to do it, although it could save you money.
It could
In the
save you
short
money
term, in the short term.
Exactly, in the short term. But if you want to be top of mind for when people start buying your product or service again, then you need to keep advertising, you need to keep marketing, you need to keep being in their space. Yes, there are ways to reduce advertising. So cut back on ad spend, make sure that you're doing it in the correct platforms, the correct places. But just cutting out all advertising marketing, just saying, oh, we can't afford to hire Melanie or Esther to run our social media advertising marketing campaigns, that's not a good strategy.
Nope. And there's just, when it comes down to an urgent moment happening for a business, like crisis management of some sort, if you haven't got the comms team on hand to help you in the first place, then you've also got to worry about adverse marketing and how you can turn it around as well. So there's lots of reasons why it's worth keeping somebody on the marketing budget throughout thick and thin. Even if you're reducing your team, it might still be worth doing.
Yeah, and it could be that you've had someone in-house, an in-house person doing your marketing, and you may need to start outsourcing and, or cutting back their hours or cutting back the amount of videos that you're making or getting produced high quality and things like that. There are ways of cutting back without cutting it out completely, because if you just all of a sudden stop marketing, people are going to think that you're not in business anymore. They're going to think, does that company still exist? If I contact them, would there be anybody there? I mean, even goes as far as, keeping your website up to date, keeping things like even the date on your website, the copyright from whatever date to the present year, those sorts of things up to date. So if you're dropping off the face of the earth, so to speak, and people don't actually know if you're around or if you're still in business, they're not going to contact you on the off chance that you still are. They're going to contact somebody that they are seeing on their feeds.
Yeah. I think there is a bit of a misnomer when people feel that, something has to go when things are hard. And we've both experienced it personally, where our customers said, look, I'm really sorry, I'm going to have to, cut my losses right now. I cannot afford to continue marketing. And it depends on what people define as marketing, doesn't it? Because as you say, websites are marketing, but they tend to be a little bit more static than social media. But, it's, what is marketing? How do you define marketing? Is it email marketing? Is it social media posts? Is it traditional marketing or digital marketing? In fairness, it should be a combination of all of that. So you
Yeah, don't
can
forget
cut back on a lot of things without disappearing altogether.
yeah, don't forget word of mouth marketing as well, attending events, networking, all of those things. There are versions of everything now that is free in inverted commas because you can attend events either online or in person that have no charge.
Mm.
Okay, so you pay your petrol, your diesel, and your car parking fee. You might even get a free breakfast thrown in, you know?
Mm.
Um, you can do webinars online free. Like I say, in inverted commas, it takes your time. Your time is what costs money. So if you have hired an in-house or an external marketing agency to help you over the years with all of your propaganda, all of your, design, printing, web, social media. If you've hired somebody to do all of that and all of a sudden you're having to do it all yourself, as well as keep
Mm.
up to date with all your client work you already have and try to find new clients and make sales and stuff, I really think you're cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah, very much a false economy. And understanding the KPIs for what's working for you with and without outsourcing people, or even getting in somebody in house, as you've said, it doesn't have to be all outsourcing, does it? Um, Maybe reducing hours. But we appreciate that there are such things as financial crunch and financial crisis, and paying the bills and making sure that your long-term staff and full-time staff are getting paid. We do completely get that. But you also have to balance that with,
Yeah.
can you afford the time that it's going to take to replicate that work yourself? Because if you
Yeah.
can't, if you feel that you're going to miss out on speaking to end users, converting email inquiries into phone calls, into sales, which is what you do already, um, can you afford to miss out that time? Because you won't be able to do it, because you'll be creating graphics and social media posts and scheduling them
Yeah.
and sorting out press releases and writing blogs for your website. So it's a big
Yep.
commitment.
It is. And like you say, some people don't even realize the extent or the amount of stuff that their marketers do for
Mm.
them. Like I said, it could be the design, it could be liaising with the print office, it could be updating the website. All of these things take time. And if you don't know how to do it previously, it's also going to take you time to learn it. It's going
Mm.
to take you time to figure out when is the best time to post, when is the best what sorry, what is the best platform to post on?
Mm. Understanding all of this, and also being able to report on what's working and what's not, because you expect your digital
Yeah.
marketer in or out house to um, explain why this has worked or hasn't worked, and they'll all be
Yeah.
printing reports and explaining them to you as well. And now that's, the onus is on you.
Yeah. And not to mention keeping up with trends,
Mm.
keeping up with, you know, what worked yesterday on one platform may not work today or tomorrow on the same platform. It may, be that you went from recording 30-second videos to now needing to record 3-minute videos because that's what the platform now requires. Or it could be that you go from using 3 hashtags to 30 hashtags. Please don't use 30 hashtags.
Please don't use dirty
Disclaimer.
hashtags.
Please don't. Please. But these things change very quickly, and that's one of the things you're paying your marketing person or department or team for,
Mm.
so that you don't have to keep up on top of all these things that are happening with the beloved algorithm, with the platform itself. I mean, if your platforms all cease to exist tomorrow, or if you have a blackout and you're unable to post, or you're unable to do, what would you do then?
Mm.
What would you do if you were solely relying on one social media platform.
Yeah,
You'd
we've
have to go in
highlighted.
and research.
Yeah, we've highlighted this before,
Yeah,
haven't we? We've had people who have got one or two social media platforms and they've been hacked. And if you
yeah,
don't have a website for things to come from and you're only using social media, and some businesses are very successful on social media, I'm not going to diss them, but there's a huge risk that if you're only putting all your eggs in one basket, you're going to be very hungry one day.
yeah, definitely. But I mean, we're not here to scare you. We're just here to say there are other ways and means
Mm.
to reduce down your spending. So your marketing budget should be in place from January to last the whole of the year. That's, also something that we've talked about in previous podcasts. You should have a marketing budget that you can use for attending events, for, flying to an event in a different country, whatever you think will help your business. Not think, whatever you have researched and investigated and know will help your business. But part of that marketing budget needs to be flexible in order to increase spend at a time when it may be the most difficult time to sell. Because if you are relying on this cost of living crisis, this recession, let's call it what it is, to pass before you re-advertise or remarket, you may not have a business
Hmm.
when that happens.
And you weren't trying to scare people, Esther. Well done.
No, no. I mean, said it with a smile.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to bring to the fore today that there are many reasons why you should invest and remain invested in marketing. And we know it tends to look like a catch all that it's going to save you a lot of money overall, but you're only thinking short term. It can really, really harm your brand awareness, your brand recognition. You will not stay top of mind. And marketing doesn't have to always be completely paid for. There is obviously an organic element to it as well. They do need to balance a little bit. So we really hope that this has given you some food for thought. And we didn't try to scare you, honest, did we?
No, it wasn't our intention.
So that's all we've got time for today. And we really hope that you found some useful topics here that were covered. We're always willing and able to listen to any of your suggestions for topics that you'd like us to cover. And don't forget, if you would like to appear on one of our podcasts, do let us know, because you never know, you could be on the airwaves all over the world. Our largest audience is in the US, followed by the UK and then Ireland, and then a huge smattering of Europe. So if your audience is there, we need you on this podcast. So we look forward to hearing from you very soon. And it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Bye for now.